Hello. Thanks for coming back, or if this is your first time, welcome. Today, I'm going to be doing Long Day's Journey into Night. It is a play by Eugene O Neill. It is my favorite play of all time, and I was turned on to it by Jeremy Lum, my old high school film composition and literature teacher. If you're watching, Jeremy, thank you. This play means a lot to me, but let me give you some context. So, it takes place over the course of a day. It's 4 acts. It usually lasts 3.5 to 4 hours, which is long for a play, unless you're like Nicholas Nickleby, which is like 8 hours. It's an autobiographical play about Eugene O Neill's life when one night where everything went to shit and they realized that their mom, who had beaten her morphine addiction, was back on it, and his dad and brother relapsed into alcoholism. And in the play, Edmund, the analog for Eugene O Neill, has got consumption, which is tuberculosis, except old-timey, and he's going to be sent off to a sanatorium. And God, the best scene in all of theater is the final moment in the play when Mary is in her morphine-addicted stupor, and Edmund has been trying to tell her that he doesn't have a summer cold, he's got consumption, and she just has been in denial the whole time and taking drugs to, like, not worry about things. And the last, like, gasp of hope, she comes down, like, on morphine in front of her family, which never happens except in the last moment of the play, and he shakes her and he says, "It's not a summer cold, I've got consumption." And in the stage directions, for just a second, she almost breaks out of it. And it almost gets better. And then she goes back into it, and fuck. You gotta read the play. That's all the context I'm gonna give you. I lied. Here's a little bit more. Take this scene, the monologue that I'm doing, takes place at night when they all know Mary's gone back on the morphine, and it takes place during a conversation with his dad, James Tyrone. So the monologue is him sharing his experiences with his father. I hope you like it. And there's not going to be an end to this video. Like, it's going to go monologue and then just black. So thank you for watching, and please stay safe. You just told me some high spots in your memories. You want to hear mine? They're all connected to the sea. Here's one. When I was on the Squarehead square rigger bound for Buenos Aires with the full moon and the trades and the old hooker driving 14 knots, I lay on the bowsprit, facing astern, with the water foaming into spume under me. The masts, with all their sails white in the moonlight, towering high above me. I became drunk on the beauty and the singing rhythm of it, and for a moment I lost myself. I actually lost my life. I was set free. I dissolved into the sea. I became the white sails and the flying spray, became beauty and rhythm, became the mast and the ship and the high dim-starred sky. I belonged, without a past or a future, within a peace and unity and wild joy, to something greater than my own life or the life of man. To life itself. To God, if you want to put it that way. And another time on the American line, when I was lookout on the crow's nest in the Don's watch, only a lazy ground swell, slow, drowsy roll of the ship. No crew members awake. No passengers in sight. No sound of man. Black smoke pouring out from the funnels behind and beneath me. Dreaming, not keeping lookout, but feeling alone and apart and above, and watching the dawn creep like a painted dream across the sky and the sea which slept together. That's when the moment of ecstatic freedom came. The peace, the final harbor, the end of the quest, the joy of belonging to a fulfillment that goes beyond men's lousy, greedy fears and hopes and dreams. And other times in my life, I've had that same experience. When I've been swimming too far out or alone on the beach, I've become the sun. or the hot sand, or green seaweed anchored to a rock just swaying in the tide. Like a saint's vision of beatitude, like the veil of things as they seem, pulled back by an unseen hand. For a second you see it, and seeing the secret, you are the secret. For a second, there is meaning. And then, the hand lets the veil fall, and you're left alone again, wandering in the fog, stumbling on towards nowhere for no good reason. It was a great mistake, my being born a man. I would have been much more successful as a seagull or a fish. As it is, I'll always be a stranger who never feels at home, who doesn't really want and isn't really wanted, who can never belong, who must always be a little in love with death.